Hello everyone, welcome to my Emmerdale channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The rain fell softly over the dales, the kind that soaked into your bones without ever raising its voice. Moira Dingle stood alone at the edge of the fields she had fought for all her life, the mud clinging to her boots like a cruel reminder that nothing ever truly lets go. Tonight the farm felt emptier than it ever had, emptier even than the day she buried the man she loved. It had begun with a letter. Not a dramatic knock on the door, not a shouted accusation in the woolpack, just a thin envelope slipped through the farmhouse letterbox, carrying words that would shatter everything Moira believed she could still save. By the time Cain found her, the paper was crumpled in her fist, her knuckles white, her breath coming in shallow gasps. "They're taking it," she whispered, eyes hollow. "All of it." The farm, the land, the last piece of stability she had clung to through grief, betrayal, and guilt. Cain tried to fight, he always did. Lawyers were called, tempers flared, and old enemies resurfaced with smiles too sharp to trust. But the truth was brutal and final. Past mistakes, buried secrets, and a single signature from years ago had come back to claim their price. Moira had signed away her future without even knowing it. Word spread through the village like a cold wind. In the cafe, conversations dropped to hushed murmurs. At the woolpack, glasses paused halfway to lips. Moira Dingle, strong, stubborn, unbreakable Moira, was losing everything. The worst blow didn't come from the law, it came from within. Late one night, alone in the farmhouse that no longer felt like home, Moira finally allowed herself to feel it all. The guilt she had swallowed, the losses she had endured, the lives she couldn't save, starting with her own son. The walls echoed with memories, laughter from better days now twisted into ghosts that refused to leave. She collapsed to the kitchen floor, tears spilling freely, her quiet sobs breaking the silence. For the first time in years, Moira wasn't fighting, she was grieving, not just for what she had lost, but for who she had become in the battle to survive. Cain found her there at dawn. He didn't offer fixes or plans, he simply sat beside her, took her shaking hand, and held on. In that moment, fans saw something raw and devastating. Moira, stripped of her armor, finally admitting she was tired. Tired of being strong, tired of surviving. "I don't know who I am without this place," she whispered. Cain swallowed hard. "You're Moira, and that's more than land, even if it doesn't feel like it now." But the truth hung heavy between them. Some losses change you forever. As the sun rose over the dales, Moira stood one last time in the fields, letting the wind brush against her face. She said goodbye, not with words, but with a look, one filled with love, regret, and heartbreak. The farm would soon belong to someone else. Her life, as she knew it, was over. And as the episode faded to black, Emmerdale fans were left in tears, watching a woman who had endured so much finally face the kind of loss that no amount of strength could undo. Moira's world wasn't just broken, it was gone forever.